Halle Berry or Holly Berry? You be the judge. Hi, I'm Nick Shell, and yes, as you see now, this is the comment tree. We're going to see what happened. I made a video called 7 Tips to Build Confidence Despite Hair Loss, and Henry Santiago, which by the way, I've got like 3 Henrys that regularly leave comments, and I love the name Henry, and I'm glad that there's at least 3 of you that support our channel here. So here's what Henry Santiago said. Quote, I really enjoyed your opinion on the breaking up. I recently broke up with my girlfriend. Could you give me some tips on moving on, or how to really pick a better girl, end quote. So I think that's definitely relevant to this channel, absolutely, and I love making videos that go beyond just hair loss and talk about more masculine things that you couldn't just ask anybody. Like, you have to already respect the person, respect their life choices and life experience, this is someone I care about their opinion, I want to know, and I'm happy to be that person for you today. So he's referencing another video in which a guy, his girlfriend broke up with him after 2 years because she claims she broke up with him because he's going bald. I don't buy it. I definitely don't think she broke up with him because he was bald. I think she used that as a low blow. But anyway, yes, I do have some quick advice on picking, quote, a better girlfriend, yes. My motto, I think, always was, always aim for someone out of your league. Always go for someone who, if you think she's too good for you, if you think she's too pretty, too classy, too sophisticated, too good for you, if you think that about her, then that's someone you should try to make your girlfriend, try to win over. That probably by default is the #1 thing I always look for. Now what's funny is, let's talk about my success rate on that. I think back to, in high school, I just really didn't care about dating anybody. I was like, what's the point? I'm going to college and I'm going to move on with my life. High school's fun, but I don't have time for a girlfriend. That's honestly how I felt. And I don't really think I had a girlfriend in high school. I just didn't care. But by the time I got to college, there were several attempts that were failed. Granted, I became friends with or knew girls that I wanted to date, but when I did my best, it wasn't good enough, and they weren't buying what I was selling. They weren't picking up what I was throwing down. But I tried. But I was always attracted to girls who I thought were too good for me, and those were the girls that were the most attractive. And the girls that I didn't think were too good for me were the ones ultimately that didn't inspire me to pursue them. And so while there were girls I'm sure that were nice and all, I just wasn't motivated to do anything about it, to care enough about it. So after being turned down by, a handful of these girls that I deemed too good for me, eventually it all ended up working out when after college, about a year after college, that's when I met my wife. And she absolutely was one of those people who I felt was too good, too classy, too sophisticated for me, that I wouldn't be able to catch up to her. I figured she always had something better to do than to, worry with me. But finally, with enough confidence, I had just enough confidence and enough charm that I had acquired over my life, probably from, in part to do with the other rejections from college, that I ended up, meeting the one who would be my wife. And that's still how I feel about her. I definitely feel that she's out of my league and too good for me. And that definitely motivates me every day, because I know that I didn't settle, and I know that that's something that keeps the romance going, is that that you're always still trying to win someone over, even after you've been married to them for 8.5 months. So that would be actually my #1 suggestion. I mean, we could do this as a series. If people actually watch this video, I'm happy to keep talking about this and giving out more ideas, like, a top 3 or top 5 list, if it comes to that. But the free market decides how popular this video ends up being. But ultimately, someone who you feel is out of your league, which also probably indicates that she's a very confident person, so I guess this is almost like a 2-part answer. But by default, if you think she's out of your league, she's probably a confident person, and a confident girl is apparently who I was always attracted to, because I couldn't have known this at the time, but ultimately, a confident girl is someone who's going to believe in herself, and therefore she's going to believe in you. If you have someone who's insecure, she's always questioning herself and always therefore questioning you and your abilities, and you're not going to quite add up to what she needs. You're never going to be enough. But when she's already confident, she's not looking for you to save her all the time, because she believes in herself. And finding a girl who believes in herself, I think is not that easy. I think it's not that simple to do. Granted, that's one of the things women look for. They're also looking for someone who's confident and who believes in himself, because all girls ultimately are looking for that confident guy. But I'm telling you though, if you find a girl who's confident, that's someone who's going to inspire you. If you find someone you think is out of your league, that's someone who's going to inspire you. It's going to motivate you. I mean, because I don't know, if you're going after girls who are, I mean, didn't Phil Collins already say this in the 80s when he had that song Easy Lover, and then we had Hall & Oates with Maneater? Obviously, the kind of girl you want to stay away from is the kind that's going to be just too easy to even get started with. I mean, you don't want someone who, and I don't mean that in specifically just a physical way, but, you know, someone who is just too easy to even, that's so obviously too easy attracted to you or whatever. It shouldn't be easy is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be easy. And so I look at the opposite of that. I look at the opposite of that, and I think, okay, well, who is too good for me? Now, in closing, here's, I think, psychologically where this really comes together too. I think there's definitely in the wiring of girls that they're looking for that fixer-upper, as they have that song in the Frozen musical, which I hate that musical, by the way, and we can talk about that later if anybody cares. I hate Frozen. Ugh. But they have that thing about fixer-upper, and I think ultimately girls are looking for a guy that they can try to help improve and domesticate to some degree. Now, on the worst side of things, you'll have the enabler relationship where you've got the girl and maybe the abusive guy, and that's when it's at its worst. But when it's at its best, you've got a good man, a good woman, and they help each other, and she helps domesticate him, like my wife helped me to clean up after myself and that sort of thing. So what I'm saying is, if you do think she's too good for you, she is, and that's the whole point, and she can still help you improve, and that helps her. So it all works out in psychology. I hope that helps, because this is, to me, I think the number one thing that you should look for as far as finding, quote, a better girlfriend. My name is Nick Shell. If you like this video, then watch it, which shows me that it's worth making more of. Because, man, if it were up to me, I'd make videos like this all the time and they wouldn't be about hair. But it's not up to me. It's about what the free market decides to watch. I have to turn this thing off. Sometimes I don't.